So many of us are looking for a magic formula, myself included, even though I've said in the past that you are the magic formula. I'm certainly not exempt from this. And even just today, I found myself analyzing what I consider to be the greatest hits when it comes to my fiction. Some descriptions that I was particularly proud of, and trying to reverse engineer it and trying to boil it down to a structure, a repeatable structure that I can then replicate and that I could even pass on to others as well. But then I realized that these passages arose from whatever was going through my consciousness. And so it's not really something that you could replicate, or certainly there's patterns that you could look at, right? But it's not something that you can completely reproduce because you can't reproduce the contents of somebody's consciousness. And where I was in the moment when I wrote that passage, like there's so much that goes into it. And the same could be said for many things, right? Including, like, if we look at manifestation success stories, there's so much that goes into it. There's so much context and so much backstory that probably the person sharing these success stories is not even fully aware of. But the one thing that is consistent is the consciousness that's animating all of these experiences. And so you're still the same I am behind all of it. You're still the same I am that is writing those stories and that is experiencing that business success or that money success or that relationship success. And so once you recognize that, at least for myself, the need to control and the need to reverse engineer goes away, because I recognize that I am remains through all of it, even the things that we would consider to be failures and the storms on the surface of the water, right? The surface of the water remains the same even throughout all of these storms. So just remember, when you find yourself in that state where you're trying to find a formula or you're trying to reverse engineer, which all comes from this feeling of control, just remember that the consciousness behind all of these experiences is always the same, and that can always be your stable foundation that you can turn to.